and welcome to the fourth week of Ranger Nation Radio presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Tim Wood, Bill Bryant. Mr. Bryant, how are you tonight?
Tim, I'm taking the glasses off.
Good call. Good call. We were seeing a mighty reflection there. It was very much Milton from Office Space. Look.
And the Superman of energy is here because Ranger Nation is having some ups and downs, but the ups are really up and some of the downs are pretty low. But we got to bring it, Tim, because there's some great things going on in Ranger Nation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, we mentioned it. I kind of did an add-on to the show, if you noticed, after the fact, because because of some streaming issues with Facebook and Twitter last Wednesday. I ended up streaming it Thursday morning, so we had the North Andover volleyball result. I added that a little bit. We didn't have details. We have details now. And a week later, quite honestly, it's just as big as when you first react to it. You just, because of just what it meant in that moment. They're down 2-0.
Yeah, no business coming back and winning that game.
No business. I mean, in terms of just how this team is constructed versus how North Andover's performed this season. No business. And boom, it just freight train of momentum cannot be stopped. And 3-2 Methuen, season on the brink, now season continuing. I mean,
that definitely saved the season.
Yeah.
And imagine being in that gym with only a few parents there because of all the away games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the excitement those girls must have felt by knocking off that team. And I said this before, and I'll say it again, that is going to be the scariest team in the playoffs. Because even now, the adversity they've handled by being away every game, knocking off one of the best teams in their division and in the state.
Yep.
These kids have nothing to lose and everything to gain by continuing to come together and fighting and clawing and scratching. And there's no superstar. There's just good, solid players and great kids that have nothing to lose.
I just put the photo up on the screen here. I mean, the smiles on their faces after that win was just awesome. And you can't. So that was their 16th road match in a row. I mean, it's insane. The 5th time they've gone to 5 sets, and to do it against, like you said, one of the top ranked teams.
They're battle tested without question.
Yeah, and
I think Mike McDonald, I sent him directions. I think he knows where the field house is again.
No kidding.
So it's been a few years, but I think Mike knows where he's going.
That's clutch.
The game tomorrow night, I think Mike's going to be able to find it and see the first home game. So if you like volleyball or if you like the Rangers, go down to the field house tomorrow. Check out the new field house. It's incredible. And check out a volleyball game.
I will admit that I have not done my advanced scouting on Swampscott. And so, it's hard to say, now, do they have to finish 500 in conference or 500 overall?
I think it's 500 in conference.
In conference. Okay, so this doesn't really. I mean, Chelmsford is truly
the game.
That's the game. Friday night, Chelmsford is the game. If you beat Chelmsford, you're playing with house money against Central Catholic, and Central Catholic is loaded again. So, boy. Get out to the field house, folks. I mean, first of all, their first home matches of the season. First of the season. Second, just so much on the line for a team that is scrapped to stay in this playoff race. And as you said, kind of found their mojo in the middle of it. By the way, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
So. Great on the volleyball team. Swim team with 2 in a row. They took down Billerica. Another huge win. We'll talk more about that. Field hockey continues to win. Another win today. They beat Bedford on Tuesday 4-2. They beat Lawrence today 4-0. We'll talk more about that. I mean, there's some good stuff happening. There's some. I mean, we have to talk about football. I mean, listen, we've been celebrating the highs, and this was not one of those highs. This was as low as you can go in terms of the moment.
So butt whipping.
It was a homecoming butt whipping on top of that, and that's just, not what anybody wanted. But you know what? Then again, Andover had the same fate a week before. They took a butt whipping from Central, and they rebounded. So let's now it's Methuen's turn to rebound, and a tough tough spot to rebound for sure.
And don't forget too, 2 years ago Methuen laid a beating to Andover, 56-23 or something like that. And it was a year before that Andover threw up a 50 spot against Methuen. So there's some bad blood there.
Oh yeah.
Coach Perry, isn't the most socially not appropriate, but just he has no filter.
Yeah.
And then last year it was the last 30-second touchdown pass that sealed the game. And to be quite honest, at the end of the day, whether people like to hear it or not, but Perry blew that game. He did not make some calls. Yeah. Methuen didn't necessarily put themselves in the position to win, but Andover put themselves in the position to lose, and Methuen took over. So you don't think that Perry has been, watching that game and maybe
Rainbow's salivating over, because that's the game where he went down. So,
yep.
I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot happening in that situation, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. We'll look ahead to Central. Girls soccer with a big win. We'll talk about that. Golf finishes the season. Got a great interview to share with you with just an outstanding kid, Zach Alfonso. Was just so impressed talking with him. Can't wait to share that with you. What have I missed?
Swimming, soccer, boys soccer.
Boys soccer, a nice tie against Lawrence.
Yep. Lawrence, which is a good team.
Yeah,
close.
Played Drake it tough. So, and then I probably let's talk Unify right now, because that's a twofer. That's huge to get the Unified Hoop season started, and huge to get a look at the new field house in the middle of all of it. So I've got a photo of the team up from their first game today. Maybe you can speak more to this, Bill, but just anecdotally, I don't have a firm count, but it looks like you've got good numbers there comparatively to last year.
They're growing every year, Tim. I think for special needs kids at the high school, I think you're dealing with a variety of things that can get in the way. And as you have an established program that is being supported by the entire high school, when you have credibility and you have, just a track record to go off of, it's much easier for a parent or a guardian to step up and say, talk to their son or daughter and say, hey, let's do this. I think in the beginning, whenever you start anything, it's same with the unified sports for the youth. Our numbers were a little lower than we thought. Well, we started up again this year. We expanded it, and our numbers are already up. And I think for the high school, it's the same thing. And when, Mr. Curran came to the boosters and said, hey, listen, our numbers are grown, our basketball, and before he could even finish, it's like, what do you need? What do you need? You need new shirts for the players because you have more kids. Let's do it. And it's just great that he puts that out there. So all these people that are buying lotto boards and donating money and being part of the boosters, they know where the stuff's going. And just like as this show continues to go, Tim, and people start supporting us and what we're trying to do, I think the funds are going to come in and the support's going to be there because they see something that's tangible. And I'm going to say it again, the format that we have is so much better. I miss Lou, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But the videos, the streaming, the Skyping, we're definitely getting more and more kids and people involved, and it is such a better format that people are going to have a hard time staying away.
All about names and faces to be able to put the slides on while we're talking. It's nice to say the names, but to actually have the information there for folks to kind of hit pause and take a look at. A lot of different elements, as we posted, there's so many different ways if you're a small business, a business in Methuen, or there's so many ways for you to get involved in terms of more things we want to do with the show. So you see it at the bottom of the screen. Get involved with us. Get in on a good thing and support the student athletes, support your community. Right at the core of it, with the schools,
and what's funny, Tim, and there's a track record there. Most kids go to their primary care for a physical, and what happens in school is those appointments get booked. So as there's the August physical, the December physical, the spring physical, where do you think kids are going when they can't go? They're going to AFC.
Yeah.
Because what do they see every time they turn on Ranger Nation or NBC Gridiron, or there's a sponsor that's associated with high school sports or youth sports? Wow, AFC is always there.
It's not a coincidence in terms of the formula of how to succeed in business in a community. Get involved in the community. It's that simple. If you're not, and we're so we're so fortunate to have so many of those businesses in the city that get that. So look forward to showcasing more of them here.
Right. If you're not, you're in a slumber and you need to be woken up. We're here to wake you
absolutely.
up and get you to be part of it.
We're here to kick you out of that hibernation for sure. So, all right. So, breaking news that we will share when we get back. Bill mentioned track record. I'll give you that hint that we will share with you when we get back. We'll talk football. We'll talk about the track records, and we'll talk. Let's talk some field hockey when we get back. All right. We'll do that right after the break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Big shout out to the folks at AFC Urgent Care, Lisa Williams and her team over there. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitching, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street. In North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza, 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. From a leaky faucet to a 10-story building, Canaan and Percone Plumbing and Heating can handle it all. From the pipes to the ducts, ensure the life of your property. AC, kitchen and bathroom remodeling, water heaters and boilers, sprinkler systems, you name it, Billy, Canaan, Tom Percone, and their crew can handle it all. Call them at 978-685-0880 or go online to CananPerconePlumbingandHeating.com. Canaan Percone, huge supporters of Ranger Nation Radio. If you're looking for the freshest food with the fastest service in the valley, look no further than Country Kitchen. Country Kitchen has been the breakfast spot of choice for Methuenites for more than 4 decades. Lynn, her son Eric, and the entire team at Country Kitchen continue to serve breakfast favorites with the friendliest service around. Eric's lunch specialties change daily. Anything from American chop suey to meatloaf chicken pot pie, local faves like chicken barbs, to a Friday seafood menu that features haddock fish and chips that, trust me, folks, it is the best in the Merrimack Valley, if not all of New England. Whether you're a regular or a first-time guest, the crew at Country Kitchen can't wait to see you. Come check them out today. They are in the heart of downtown, 18 Hampshire Street in Methuen. Check them out online on Facebook at The Country Kitchen on Facebook. The fastest service in the valley. Country Kitchen, a proud supporter of Ranger Nation Radio and the sponsor of the Methuen Rangers Football Report on MVC Gridiron Weekly. Back here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Tim Wood, Bill Bryant, and you. So let's start. Let's not keep people on the edge of their seats in terms of the track records that we mentioned. You want to share, Bill? In terms of the what we got from the cross country.
I do. The boys cross country, both boys this week have won both games. Unfortunately, the girls didn't fare so well. They lost both of their matches. Now, Tim, if this shirt that has the big S was an X for
Perfect.
Xavier Metivier. Then the shirt would be accurate because Xavier set a course record today. So that's pretty exciting because
Absolutely.
This kid has been killing it since freshman year. Remember, Coach Elliott was on the old format of
Yes.
Ranger Nation Radio when we were, pressed in that lovely little box that we had. I do miss the selfies, though.
Oh, yes.
He talked about X and just said that he is being coached and trained by a lot of juniors and seniors, and those kids went on to Merrimack College, UMass Lowell, and other great schools, and now he's carrying the torch, and now we've got Freddie, we've got Mitchell, Dibble, and Susie, either set personal records, huge personal records, or personal records or huge personal records. So to have 5 kids coming off two wins and to have multiple personal best or personal records is pretty awesome. When I got the text from Coach Elliott, you could feel the proud dad coming out as far as 5 of his elite runners having just such a great performance.
So Freddie Coleman and Dibble with a personal best, and
Yep.
Mitchell Crow, Mike
Susie.
Mike Susie with huge personal records. So congrats
Yep.
there, a great day and senior day for the cross country team. So congrats there. We'll have more on it next week, but we got that kind of as we were going to air here, so wanted to pass that on to you. All right, so let's get football out of the way. As we said, they can't all be wins. You hope that the losses aren't that rough, but this certainly was a difficult one to process. 28-0 Andover. As we mentioned, Andover avenged last year's last-minute loss to the Rangers. Josh Ramos, the MVC rushing leader, continues to dominate. 14 carries, 148 yards, 3 TDs, including a 69-yard TD run. Scotty Brown, their freshman quarterback, who you had really big things to say about on MVC Gridiron Weekly. Very impressed with what you saw out of Mr. Brown.
No, Tim had answered some questions. I've been struggling with the quarterback controversy. Victor Harrington was a kid that I thought as a freshman was, learned a lot last year, and I thought kind of deserved his sophomore year to kind of produce. But after seeing Scotty Brown against Methuen, and let's talk about the positives, for Methuen.
Sure.
They've been letting up about 14 points a game, against a real strong Tewksbury team that hasn't lost since. That's putting up serious scores. Beat BC High, beat Bill Ricca. You got Lowell, who's a solid team. You got Brendan Ty. I know it was 28-0, but it was 28-0 at halftime. So, and Andover did not pull the pedal off the metal either.
No.
They were still throwing, running.
Oh yeah.
They were doing their thing. I think Methuen defense finally kind of settled in and figured out how to slow down the multifaceted offense that Andover was running with Ramos, with Coleman, with Slayton. They've got some solid threats. And Hector said this on MVC Gridiron. If Andover could figure out some defense, they're going to be one of the top teams.
And they have.
And they
now
did.
They
and
just got
to
figure out some consistency.
Right, but let's call it how it is.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Slayton's a beast. 12 tackles, 2-yard TD run for them in this game. Nudie Moreno, 8 tackles. Seamus Florio with a sack. Joe Fierius, Kelvin Davia, Aiden had each of them had interceptions. So their defense definitely showed up. Talk about Kareem Coleman. That was, I mean, obviously had to make some adjustments with Connor out, and this was a different look from Mr. Coleman.
No, it was. With Connor being out, Tim being a big part of their offense and gaining, 100 yards a game on the ground and throwing about 100 yards in the air. That's a major part of their offense that, went from being there to not. And I think that was a lot to put on Ganji's shoulders. And they were really looking for Coleman and Bergeron to step up. And I think Zach is still new to being a central part of the offense. I will say this, after that game, I don't reach out to players too often. I try to see them in the moment.
Yeah.
But Kareem's, his effort, his maturity, and what he did on that field and the emotional maturity that I saw. I mean, there was a play, I think you ended up seeing it if I got it to you. He took a pass over the middle, and, the pass was a little high. They were down 28-0. Kareem could have easily put his arm up and whiffed for it or saw the safety coming up full speed. He did neither one of those. That kid leapt into the air, jumped up, caught the ball. The safety from Andover came up and put his helmet and shoulder pads right in Kareem's back, and it looked like a devastating hit. He hit to the ground quick, and he could have easily just stayed down.
Yeah.
And we're down 28-0. I'm getting beat this whole game. I'm playing both ways. That kid hopped up, first down, and jogged over to the huddle. And I've watched Kareem play football since he was 7 years old. He was hurting.
Yeah.
He works out. He's ripped. He's conditioned.
Never let him see it.
But he was not going to give them the time of day as far as letting them know that he took a lick in that play.
And the thing too with Coleman is, we saw an emergence last year, and we had him on the show with a crew, it's that moment where you can either start reading your own press clippings and get a big head about you, or dig in and just continue to do the work and continue to be about team, be about leadership. And, each player kind of chooses that path when they have that moment. Not everybody gets to have that moment where success is knocking at your door. And, he had that moment, and to see what he's becoming from that moment, it's pretty special.
And I'm impressed with the emotional maturity, too, because he's also an emotional kid who can get upset, can get ticked off. And when he took the captaincy, I think he's really grown a ton, where that's a game that you could easily lose it.
Yep.
You could easily get into a pissing contest or get into an argument and get yourself a flag. And he didn't. He didn't give any of that the time of day. And Andover was out there talking smack and doing what they do each and every year. And the refs kind of let them get away with it because, it's Andover, just like the other school that I don't want to mention because I can't do that 2 shows in a row, that seem to get away with all of the smack talking. But goodness, one Methuen kid opens their trap and it's like, it's a penalty. We're expecting that from you guys. And Kareem didn't. And I got to give the whole team a ton of credit. And like I said, the positive is the second half they gave up a goose egg.
Yep.
The negative is they didn't find any offense throughout the game. So they've got to step up because Central's defense is going to be better. Their offense is going to be better. I will say this: I don't think any team in the MVC's got a better kicking game than Andover. Their punter was averaging
Special
50 yards
overall.
plus.
I mean, Mike Lapoli might have something to say about that in terms of his 72-yard punt this past week, but point taken for sure.
Yeah. So for the Rangers, they got a lot of work to do this week. They've got a lot of soul searching. Martino's not walking through that door. Bryant's not walking through that door.
One question I got asked multiple times is, and we don't want to do. I mean, it's nothing that Coach A and his crew don't know already. But you've got Ganji now. Now that Ganji's stepped up here, who's what's the QB depth chart at this point?
Yeah, there's a kid JP that's been the backup playing JV. I think he got in for a play against Andover.
Okay.
Just a different type of quarterback. Yep. So, I think for the Rangers, just like, you got Joey Pinto, who's a young sophomore who's getting more playing time. Romano is a kid that was seeing the ball. They were doing some Wildcat with Bergeron, Wildcat with Coleman. That was going on against Andover. So I think for Methuen, they've got to just pull out all the stops.
I mean, again, you don't want to be cliche about it, but it truly is next man up. These are the moments where it's like as sucky as Connor's injury is, it presents opportunities to kids to grow.
Yep.
And achieve in spots they may not have thought were coming this season. So, listen, it's a big game. We'll see. We'll obviously be keeping an eye on it Saturday. You can hear about it, on NBC Gridiron Weekly on Sunday, and we'll obviously be talking about it next week on the show. Want to talk some field hockey? Field hockey, listen, continues to roll. A 4-2 win over Bedford on Tuesday. Claudia Crow, our MVP from a couple weeks ago, the AFC Urgent Care Player of the Week from our second show. She scored 3 goals and an assist in that win. Charlotte Putnam with a goal, and Izzy Putnam with 9 saves in the 4-2 win over Bedford. And then today, or the 16th, depending on when you're watching this, 4-0 win over Lawrence. Crow, Piper Hughes, Julia Talugno, and Charlotte Putnam again, goal apiece for the Rangers. So field hockey continues to roll. Want to show you, courtesy of one Matt Curran, a good interview after the Bedford win yesterday with a couple of stars from the team, Megan Malia and Peyton Pettis.
All right, we're here with Megan and Peyton after a 4-2 victory today. Field hockey won again over Bedford. Megan, talk about the win today.
So it was a 4-2. We won. It's a pretty good game, There's a lot we had to work on, but we're working on switching fields and making better, quicker, faster cuts and passes, and we really wanted to focus on marking up today, and I think we did a good job on that.
Nice. Peyton, the first time we played Bedford, it was a tie, correct?
Yeah.
And we won today. So what do you think the difference today was with the win as opposed to the tie?
Yeah, I think the first time we played them, we weren't really, a team yet. It was our first game, so, I think, yeah. And,
yeah, it was.
it just, we didn't know where everybody was going to be, and today I think we all just put that together and, worked as a team, and we won. So.
Nice. You guys mentioned teamwork in both, so talk about the team and the chemistry and the connection you have with your teammates.
Yeah, I think defense especially, we're such a family, and we both play defense. So, us, Izzy, we got Julia, shout out to Siobhan too. I feel like we hold down the fort, and then that really helps with getting it up to the mids, and the mids getting up to the forwards, and that's when we score and win.
Nice. Megan, talk about our goalie, Izzy. She got another W today. Talk
Yes.
about playing in front of her and what her her success this year?
So Izzy is an outstanding goalie, and so I always want to try not to get in her way. It's always important to have good communication between the defense and the goalie to know which ones you're going to take, which ones she's going to take, so there's no confusion and the ball doesn't get in the net.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So great job from Megan and Peyton there. I mean, listen, field hockey continues to roll here, Bill. It's they got that first loss out of the way now. They've hit double digits in wins, and you really start looking at the playoff positioning here now.
No, Tim, it's fun to see, and I think the goals being scored by so many players, and to hear them talk about the family aspect, the playing defense, the moving the ball. It's just fun to hear, and these kids have been, Crow has been the stud from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
The last couple of years. Now. Yep. But you're starting to see a team, and that's something that Coach Swales has been working on, starting the youth league and doing that. It's just fun to see all of her time and effort being rewarded in a phenomenal, maybe coach of the year type of a thing, because how can you overlook that, Tim?
I'm not saying,
she's taken a Rangers team that does not have a youth league until she started it, and now they're 10-1-3. That to me is coach of the year.
And we're obviously biased, but I would hope that when they look at, the full picture of what these records mean when they make these votes, And as you said, just the idea that to have taken it from where it was to where it is now, it makes the record all the more impressive. So
yep.
So great job, continued great job from Coach Swales and the whole field hockey crew. Want to also tell you about boys soccer. Listen, a gutty tie against Lawrence on October 10th, and if you're not a fan of soccer because of ties, I feel your pain. But I mean, if you watch the games and see how it is a full sprint chess match on the soccer on the pitch, and so the Rangers pull out a 1-1 tie against a good Lawrence team. Jonathan Ortega with the Methuen's lone goal there. Ethan Donahue with 12 saves. Rangers fell to Drake at 3-2 on October 15th. Kember Lima and Mahmoud Kesmi with the goals for Methuen. Donahue again, 10 saves for the Rangers. They've got some upcoming matches Thursday. Home against Billerica. If you want to come out and watch some great soccer. Home against Billerica at 4 p.m. And then they are at Haverhill on Tuesday. So.
Timmy, do you want a little inside information here? Do you want a little insight to what's going on with boys soccer?
Oh yeah, okay.
Can I give a quick 40-second,
absolutely,
kind of soapbox thing?
Sure.
Remember when the girls ice hockey team, they went to the finals and they lost, and we had the bus, and they were talking about it's the off season. This is boys soccer off season right now. I know they're in season, but that organization, that team, their coaches, their trainers, they're teaching these kids how to be soccer players. They're conditioning in season. They're teaching them how to run. They're teaching them how to be in shape. They're reestablishing what it means to be a successful boys soccer program. So I just want people to understand right now the wins aren't coming, but you're seeing 3-2 losses. You're seeing 2-1. You're seeing 1-0 victory. And the reason why is because these players are learning how to be in shape. And what you're going to see is a continued buy-in, because not only are the players seeing individual gains, personal best as far as running the 40, running the 100, quickness, speed, losing weight, getting in better shape, but the team itself is learning how to play. So I just want to put it out there that as much as I've given soccer crap for, whatever, I finally have a coach that I can get behind, that I think is doing what a lot of the other successful coaches at Methuen High is doing. He's redefining the team and that program to fit a model that can win long term. And I'm very excited. And every time I see him, he's at the football games, he's around, he's interested, he's part of Ranger Nation, and I get excited every time I talk to him. So I just want to put it out there that this isn't a coach that's just going out and trying to win some games. If your son is part of the boys soccer team, you've got a great role model, you've got a great mentor, and you've got somebody that really cares about the high school boys that he's responsible for. And I think that's phenomenal.
A little bit more than 40 seconds, but I'm used to I'm used to build time at this point, and that was couldn't have said that any better. So. All right, so we will take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk about the end of the regular season for the golf team, and we will share with you a great interview with a I won't say surprise hero, but a kid who's defines I'm kind of speechless because it was just really a big fan after talking to him, and can't wait to share this with you. Zach Alfonso from the golf team. The wins were tough to come by for Zach individually, although he was among the team leaders in wins. But I mean, he's playing the number one player from every team and doing it with grace and respect and passion and representing Methuen the right way. So we'll hear from him when we get back. We'll take a quick break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Big shout out to the folks at AFC Urgent Care, Lisa Williams and her team over there. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitching, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street, in North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza, 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. Big shout out to one of our newest sponsors, Weddings Remembered. You want that special day to be perfect, so trust the memories to only the best. I teared up watching the client video on myweddingremembered.com as it brought back memories to my special day 23 years ago to my wife Debbie. Let Daniel and the crew give you that perfect memory. They handle photo, video, and DJ services to ensure your event goes off without a hitch when you get hitched. Call Daniel at 617-651-1366 or visit myweddingremembered.com for more information. Hey, it's Tim Wood here, host of Ranger Nation Radio. Attention small business owner, Ranger Nation needs you. We have some great sponsors here on Ranger Nation Radio, but we need more sponsors to make this show possible for the citizens of Methuen, for the fans of youth sports here in our great city. Get the best marketing bargain in the Merrimack Valley and support local journalism and youth sports all at the same time. I promise you, we will promote you to the ends of the earth for a pittance of what you will pay for other marketing opportunities. Incredible return and bang for your buck. Call me, Tim Wood, at 843-290-6242 today and learn how to get involved in Ranger Nation Radio. Back here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Pleasure to have you guys along for the ride here. Another great week in Ranger Nation. And we switch gears now to golf. And listen, golf teams had some ups and downs this season.
Yep.
Some real positives in terms of some progress being made with the program and some individuals that did some really cool things in the team atmosphere. So golf finishes the season. They fell to Chelmsford, fell to Central Catholic. Cam Hutchings with a 2-up win versus the Lions. Xavier Cordero halved in that match to score the points for Methuen in that showdown. Cordero won 2-1 against Central Catholic, so a nice win there for Mr. Cordero. And then, as we mentioned, Senior Day for the Rangers. Grace McKinnon, C.J. Brown, Zach Alfonso, and one of my personal favorites, Corey Ciccatelli. Love the Ciccatelli family. It's shocking to me. Start to realize like we've been doing this for a little bit now. It's shocking that Corey's a senior, and just a huge fan of the family. Shout out to Jenna. Jenna's out there doing amazing things out in the world.
And she keeps growing. Every 6 months, she's got another endeavor, another. I don't want to say another job, but her status is just growing and growing. She's going to be on TV soon.
Yeah, writing for the Globe. Starting to started with field hockey and starting to get some just by the great work that she's been doing on high school sports. She's starting to get some other opportunities, and I mean, it's not a shock just seeing her in action and having the privilege to work with her with Loop Weekly and the whole Ciccatelli family, quite honestly. So kudos to Corey for his work on the golf team. I want to show you the picture, the team picture from Golf Day. They're over there at Merrimack Valley Golf Club. Coach Jason Sims with the whole team. Not a particularly warm day that day, but they're all smiling for the team photo. A great team, and really a team that just continued to grow throughout the season.
Just to put it in perspective, Tim, for me it's scary they're all seniors because I've known McKinnon, CJ, Zach Alfonso since they were, in early grammar school along with Connor, so this has been a rough year to see all these great kids graduate that I've known, pretty much most of their life. And now you're seeing the Zaracket and Papalato and these other young kids, Cam Hutchins, it's kind of wild seeing these kids going through high school.
They're the next leaders.
Yep, as quick as they are. So it's scary all around.
So want to share with you an interview that we got from Senior Day with two of the seniors, Grace McKinnon and C.J. Brown.
All right, we're here with Grace McKinnon, C.J. Brown. Just wrapped up Senior Day from Merrimack Golf Course. Grace, talk to us about your 4 years on the golf team and the experiences you had.
I've had so many experiences that are like I could not get anywhere else. Like being the only girl on the boys team, I have so many experiences. It's just like they give me so much to live for and like laugh about, and like it's just a great time all the time.
CJ, talk about your experience with the golf program.
It's a good 4 years. Coach Tim's is awesome. Great playing with all these kids, especially Grace.
Nice. Can you guys talk about what it's like to be able to play on this golf course every day, just how nice it is, the respect we get here from the Cater family, and what it's like to just have Merrimack as your home course?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. They've been so good to us, practice every day. We're so thankful for them and the Cater family, and that's it.
Every time I'm here, they greet me. They're like, "Hi, Grace, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm doing great." We play golf for free here, and it's a beautiful course. It's very much appreciated.
Nice. And then Whirl Away, right? Whirl Away helps us with the range.
It's been awesome.
CJ's dad works at Whirl
Dave and
Away.
Mark, awesome. Thank you guys.
All right, so to wrap it up, CJ, for you, what's coming up after golf season?
Well, we got a big wrestling season coming up. Big year, senior year. Just can't wait.
Nice. Hey, Grace, what's next for you?
Lacrosse team. We're going to go to the state championships this year.
Lacrosse.
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, great job. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
great
so
finish.
much.
All right, thank you.
So good stuff from a couple seniors there. We'll transition right into a third senior that we got to have an extended conversation with. We mentioned him. Bill mentioned him, and tell tell you, you wonder what you're going to be able to pull out of the kids in terms of personality and we asked for like 10, 12 minutes from these guys, and I think we talked for a good 20 minutes, and it just rolled by. Very excited to share with you our interview with Zach Alfonso. And we are thrilled to have join us on Ranger Nation Radio. Zach Alfonso, a senior, a leader with the MHS golf team. The Rangers just wrapped up their season with a home match against Central Catholic. Zach, how are you?
Doing good.
Excellent. Congratulations on another outstanding season. You guys. Now, what happens now? I'm just. Do you guys go individual tournament now?
We have a team tournament tomorrow.
Yep.
The top 3 guys on the team go. I'd like to shout them out. Cam Hutch and Josh Frechette will be joining me tomorrow at Vesper Country Club. And then on Monday, unfortunately, as a team, we didn't make it to the state tournament, but I will be representing Methuen at the state sectional on Monday at Renaissance Country Club.
Fantastic. Veteran move by you. I didn't even have to tell you to shout people out. That was awesome. That was great. So tomorrow, is that the MVC, or is that the MVC tournament?
Championship.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Good luck with that. You guys were extremely competitive within the MVC this year. Tell me just about your time on the team and how you have seen the team progress, since you started.
It was a good year. We struggled a little bit pulling out the wins. We were in every match. Every match was close. I felt the team grew as a unit throughout the entire season. We all got to know each other a little more, all got better as golfers, and throughout my career here, I've noticed that every year we're just getting better and better in places. We're competing with those teams that usually dominate the division and the whole conference, and we're keeping up with them, and it's good to see it.
Absolutely. I mean, who just for the uninformed, who are those teams in terms of the ones that are always always the ones you're chasing?
Teams like Andover, North Andover, Central Catholic, and even Billerica and Haverhill this year. Haverhill came out and had a good season. They were a tough match this year.
Yeah, it was very competitive. Very competitive season. Just kind of looking back at like the last 4 seasons around the MVC, it seemed like there was a lot more parity. And as you guys were progressing, other, like you mentioned, Billerica, Haverhill, other teams were kind of stepping into that trap match.
Yep.
Don't overlook them, right?
Yep.
Tell me in terms. So I'm a huge golf fan. My whole family golfs. I'm a lefty. I've always said the course isn't made for me, but I can't say that anymore now.
Yep.
Mickelson and but tell me, like, one of my favorite things in all of sports to watch is the Ryder Cup and
Yep.
the team competitions, and because it's just not something that folks think of when it comes to golf. It's a very individual thing. It's
Yep.
Every shot is a very individual kind of get in the zone sort of canceling out all noise in your head.
Yep.
Tell me how with such an individual sport you're able to build that team atmosphere.
Well, having a partner out there is very important because at our age, we're all learning still. Like a lot of kids, we just start out in high school. Having that partner, they bring a new aspect because they help. How do I word this? they help read different shots. Like
Sure.
'cause they could have been in a situation you've been in past situations where they know how to hit those kinds of shots, and having in the individual aspect of it is it's a lot of on you as a golfer to make the shot happen, but as a team, it's like you can help each other. Like you get that ability to help each other out there on the course.
And I have to imagine there's just a camaraderie in the difficulty of the game, and because of that, the thrill of succeeding.
Yep.
It's I played tennis in high school and college, and same thing, very individual sport. Not quite as hard as golf in terms of just it can go like you can have practiced a shot 60 times, have perfect muscle memory on a shot, and it can go wrong just because.
Yep.
But so I mean it's to me like it's an amazing sport. It's I hate the cliche that it's a sport for a lifetime, but it really is. I mean,
yep.
But not only it's that it teaches you a mental toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Speak a little bit to that in terms of just how you've been able to progress on the mental toughness side.
Well, when I started out, I was freshman year. I just saw the golf signups, said, "What the heck," And at that time, I was a very emotional golfer. I took every shot to heart.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah.
Yeah. If it was a bad shot, it'd get to me, and then all of a sudden, the whole round would turn upside down on me. And over the years, I've just learned that it's just a game to go out there and have fun. And when you're out there, you don't really have to be mental about it. I've learned over the years, because it's just the luck of how good you are and your skill level. And over the years, I've developed mentally and learned to not care as much. Like if I hit a bad shot, and to get over it and just move on and continue to play.
All you duffers out there, I mean, please listen to that. I couldn't say it any better. I mean, that's when you're able to just enjoy it. It actually it takes on a whole different. I'm so competitive, and at your age, I went through a phase in middle. Again, my whole family is huge golfers. My dad's still a scratch golfer, and so I played golf every day in middle school, and when I got to high school, I just couldn't do that. I couldn't. I was that emotional guy you were talking about. I wasn't throwing clubs, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the game for just being fun. So the fact that you're able to have that perspective at this age, that's awesome, because it takes a lot of us another 20 years to figure that out.
Yep.
In terms, so you play hockey and lacrosse as well?
Yep.
How you wouldn't typically mesh those three sports together? How did that come to be?
Well, I grew up playing hockey as a kid. Parents played it, and I really stuck to it. And then, lacrosse came around. All my buddies, from hockey, they all played, and I'm like, what the heck? Why not try it out? And then I got interested in that. And then one day I had the move-up day from 8th grade to high school, and I saw the golf tryouts, sign-ups, and I'm like, what the heck, And then it turned out all the boys from the high school hockey team, they all played, and that's how it came to be.
How is that? What is it with hockey? Because I've noticed that, obviously. What is it in terms of hockey versus golf?
That's a tough question. I think it's
just a freak thing that tends to happen, or is there something legitimate in terms of why hockey players like golf?
I think it's just all like random chance,
Yeah.
but it also could be I mean, it's something that we all can do together, like leading up to the season, since golf is a fall sport and
Sure.
summer sport.
Yep.
So it's something that we can all play and gain team unity before even getting on the ice as a team.
Talking to
So
Zach Alfonso from the MHS golf team. As he mentioned earlier in the interview here on Ranger Nation Radio, they'll be playing in the MVC Championship on Thursday. Zach, in terms of, tell us a little bit in terms of your coach, and I know that he's probably off to your left or right now, but so I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but
no, he's in the other room.
oh, okay, he left. All right. So we can speak candidly. Okay. No, I mean, Jason Sibbs, he's an awesome guy. But I mean, tell us a little bit in terms of just how he is on the golf side.
Yeah, like you said, he's a great guy. Good coach. When I started out golf, he didn't know me, he didn't recognize me in my freshman year, and then I started working my way up. And sophomore year, he started to notice me. I sort of made my voice heard on the golf course and started calling people out and beat them. And he realized he didn't really think I would make the varsity squad in sophomore year, but I worked hard and I got my way up there. And ever since, me and him have gotten close over the years. And of course, we have golf season and lacrosse season together. And he's my teacher this year for math. And so he's just a great guy, and really enjoy having him.
Do you ever hit a point where it's too much Sims? Like now adding the math part into this, is it like, all right, enough already with Sims?
Not really. I mean, it just gives me a chance to get closer
Sure.
As a coach and as a student, and it's just a great experience having him constantly throughout the year.
Now, you guys also had senior day against in the match against Central Catholic. Tell us about the rest of the seniors on the team.
Yeah, my fellow seniors, Grace McKinnon, C.J. Brown, Corey Ciccatelli. We all had a good season. I mean, yet again, it was tough pulling out wins. Both fantastic golfers. Good friends off the course and on. Yeah, they're really nice people, and it's been a pleasure being able to play golf with them for the last 3-4 years. So
awesome. So now you work at the golf course as well. Did that kind of come out of being there so often with the team?
Yeah. I mean, it certainly helps me more than a lot of them because I get to be there every day over the summer, and I take care of the greens, so all those greens are my responsibility over there at Merrimack, and so I get to know them better than anyone on the team, and I think it helps give me a little bit of advantage out there because I do constantly get to play them, and I do, in the fact that I do get guests and I get to bring players from the team over to the
nice
court.
Perk.
Helps all of them.
I mean, the Caters are awesome to the team to begin with,
Yep.
but I mean, just to have that extra experience, I mean, it's a beautiful course. It's not just because we like the Caters. I mean, the course itself, in terms getting to play that as a high school player, it kind of sets the bar high a little bit in terms of your the rest of your golf experiences,
Yep.
So you mentioned you've done some greenskeeping, and I mean, is golf course management, like, as you think about what you want to do career wise, I mean, has golf course management kind of come into the equation at all?
I mean, really lately it hasn't been in the conversation based on what I want to do in life. But it is something that I feel that I could fall back on if what I want to do doesn't work out, and I feel like being given that ability to be a greenskeeper at the course and course management, it's given a sense of responsibility because I do have to do it all by myself. I do get to take care of those courses. So I think it's something that I can probably go towards in life if what I want doesn't work out.
So I should have probably asked that first. Like, what are you looking at in terms of college? And
I'm looking in the
career-wise?
category of I'm sort of looking in the category of biotechnology.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah, big major, tough major to do a
Little
lot
bit,
of work.
yeah. You
Yep.
know you seem like someone who's not afraid to take on big challenges. You know, just the
Yep.
fact that you're juggling 3 sports and school in and of
Yep.
itself. I mean, that's so. What are you looking at? You have any colleges in mind at this point? Where are you at in the college process?
Yeah, I've been looking towards UMass Lowell, Merrimack College, and Salem State is the fallback.
Yep.
And so I've been looking at those schools. They all have the program I want to go into. So that's sort of where I'm at this point.
Are you looking to continue sports at all during college, or is it you just gonna focus on school?
I mean, of course, I'm going to focus on school a lot. It's a big thing. I mean, I'd like to play college sports. I mean, I'd like to play golf or hockey. I mean, it's going to be tough though because there's a lot of people I'm competing with to play those college sports. And I mean, if I got to play a club sport in one of my sports that I like, then so be it. And hopefully, I get that opportunity and play at the next level.
So, what position do you mostly play in hockey?
I am the goalie.
Yep.
Do take a lot of shots to the head.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
In terms of, give us a little preview in terms of the hockey season and what you're looking forward to ahead.
I'm feeling good about this season. We're looking. I mean, we lost a big part of the team over the last couple of years. We are going to be very young this year. We did get moved down to Division III, so I think it'll help us a little bit compete wise. I'm feeling good though. I feel like we'll have a good shot at returning to the state tournament again this year. And granted, it won't be against as competitive teams as we've played in the past, but at least I'm hoping we get there. And as a whole team, we all agree that our team goal this year is getting to that state tournament and hopefully bringing a state championship to Methuen High School.
So, folks, when they talk about you, it's all good stuff, by the way. But I mean, they bring up leader a lot when your name comes up. Where did you learn that leadership from as you're growing from middle school to freshman now to senior? Like who did you learn from in terms of taking on that leadership role?
I think in terms of that ever since freshman year, I really wasn't a leader. I was more the follower. I'd stay back, just try to agree and go along with everybody. But looking over the years, looking at like previous team captains and different people in my life, I knew that in different experiences on the team, different teammates, I just felt like someone needed to take charge over the years, and I felt like I'd fit that role. And ever since then, I've been sort of stepping up my game and taking charge and making sure everyone gets done what they need to get done, and bettering them and myself in the process.
We're talking to Zach Alfonso from the MHS golf team here on Ranger Nation Radio. You've given me more time than I asked for, and I appreciate that, especially in the middle of the school day. Just a couple more questions in terms of being being a student athlete, being that leader. What advice, now that you're kind of in the twilight of your high school career, what advice would you give to student athletes and to the younger kids that are looking to take on the challenge of being a student athlete?
It is sometimes a struggle, but playing sports is a privilege, and getting schoolwork done does come first. And as long as you get that schoolwork done, and then you can play a lot of sports as I do, and be a 3-sport athlete, and it definitely has its complications, but as long as you study hard and make time when you can and to do your schoolwork, it'll pan out in the end and you'll do good.
I would imagine you got it. It's a lot of strict time management, right?
Yeah, a lot of time management involved.
Good skills to learn for the rest of life. That's for sure. All right, so in terms of, before I let you go, any shout outs to parents, teachers, teammates, friends, in terms of just the folks that have supported you up through the years in all the sports endeavors and the school achievements?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my parents for even giving me the opportunity to play all these sports. The sports I play are not cheap.
No.
It's a lot of commitment, lots of money involved in playing these sports. I'd like to thank Coach Sims for giving me the opportunity to play on the varsity golf team and playing lacrosse, and Coach Bill Blackwell for letting me play on the hockey team and giving me opportunities that I need, and all the teachers I've had that have helped me get to the grades where I need to play high school sports, and to all the kids on the golf team, hockey team, lacrosse team, and everyone in Methuen High School.
Absolutely. Zach Alfonso, I love the answer in terms of sports being a privilege, and honestly, it's one of the funner things I do all week, getting to talk to athletes like yourself, and it's a privilege for me, just to kind of learn from you guys, and hope. And it seems like all the feedback we get, our audience enjoys that as well, and really appreciate you taking the time, and just wish nothing but success in the tournament and in hockey, and as you kind of make that transition from MHS to MHS alum into college. I see big success ahead for you, and I really appreciate you joining us here on Ranger Nation Radio.
Thank you.
Awesome. So again, a huge thank you to Zach Alfonso, to Jason Sims, quite honestly, in terms of just behind the scenes. We normally do the interviews the way we've had it set up. Matt Curran has it set up in his office. Kids go down during their lunch or during their down period. This time Matt was out of the building. Jason was kind of Coach Sims was kind enough to set it up in his classroom. Zach set up the account, and away we went. So great job out of Zach.
No, I've known Zach for a long time, played lacrosse, just a real good kid, real good family, and I'm so happy for him that he's seen or has kind of found his niche and found some success. I think he's just, real grounded kid, and Methuen High School is going to miss him. He's just one of those silent, quieter leaders, but does have a lot to say, if that makes sense, And I think you saw that in the interview. So real happy for him and proud of him.
All right, so we will switch gears for our final segment. We will talk swim and diving team. We'll talk. We'll give a little details behind the girls volleyball win. We will talk girls soccer, and we will tell you who our player of the week is. The AFC Urgent Care Player of the Week. We'll do all of that right after the break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care. Big shout out to the folks at AFC Urgent Care, Lisa Williams and her team over there. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitching, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street, in North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza, 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. It's a dream to own your own business, and Val and Susan Davila made that a reality in February 2013. They started with just 2 insurance carriers, but now right-in-place insurance for Progressive, Safeco, Pilgrim, Plymouth Rock, and MAPFRE, just to name a few. Need auto insurance, renters, commercial, or home? I just asked Val and his crew to find me a better auto and home insurance deal, and he connected me with Plymouth Rock, where I'm saving more than 40% over my previous insurance. Now, your results may vary, but give Davila and DeFusco a try. They pride themselves on having lifelong roots in the Merrimack Valley. Put their experience to work for you. Visit them at 225 Broadway or call 978-241-7950 for a free quote, or check if you're it's a dream.com, defusco.com, or check them out at daviladefusco.com. If you're looking for the freshest food with the fastest service in the valley, look no further than Country Kitchen. Country Kitchen has been the breakfast spot of choice for Methuanites for more than 4 decades. Lynn, her son Eric, and the entire team at Country Kitchen continue to serve breakfast favorites with the friendliest service around. Eric's lunch specialties change daily, anything from American chop suey to meatloaf, chicken pot pie, local faves like chicken barbs, to a Friday seafood menu that features haddock fish and chips that, trust me folks, it is the best in the Merrimack Valley, if not all of New England. Whether you're a regular or a first-time guest, the crew at Country Kitchen can't wait to see you. Come check them out today. They are in the heart of downtown, 18 Hampshire Street in Methuen. Check them out online on Facebook at The Country Kitchen on Facebook. The fastest service in the valley. Country Kitchen, a proud supporter of Ranger Nation Radio and the sponsor of the Methuen Rangers Football Report on MVC Gridiron Weekly. Back at you on Ranger Nation Radio. Hey, big thanks to Canan and Picone. Weddings remembered. Daniel and the crew there. I'm watching the scroll. I'm having a moment. Davia and DeFusco and Country Kitchen. Welcome to the hit parade here, and a huge thank you for your sponsorship of this show and of the Rangers football segments on MVC Gridiron Weekly. So, Hector inadvertently gave me I think he was being facetious when he said it, but I love the nickname, the Haddock Fanatic. Loved it. I want T-shirts. I'm thinking T-shirts. The Haddock Fanatic. I could make a little niche out of that, I think.
We got to give the T-shirt thing a couple of weeks though, because right now there's a certain guy in Methuen has the market on T-shirts. So we got to give Joel up till November 5th to get the T-shirts out of the way and help his little run.
Hey,
and then,
by the way, happy anniversary to the Ferretras, 21 years. So the thing that blew me away, the photos that they shared on Facebook, I just thought Joel was born with a beard, and as it turns out, he had more of a goatee when they got married. Or I don't know, what do you call it when it's not like mine? It's a little fuller out to the sides. Is that still a goatee?
Oh, I thought that was just dirt on your lips, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know.
I didn't realize you were
right?
You were trying to grow. we call what you have is what Joel has 25 minutes after shaving.
And you know what? So yeah, I haven't. So. You're a little bit more senior than me. You're holding on to the youth hair. See, like the reason, like I've shaved this, like this was grown out decently, and I could have groomed it. But it's all gray. Like
yeah.
So yeah. I just have not embraced the Grecian hair formula thing yet. I'm just not there.
It's great. Oh, no, I've never touched any of this. The gray is in there, and the rest is still the youth.
It's au naturel. Bill Bryant. All right.
The wife just laughed, and I don't know what she's laughing about.
All right.
I may be 48, but I don't feel 48.
No.
My knees, my ankles, my hips.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way. I thought, but yeah. I don't want to talk about either one of our real ages. So, let's refocus here. We've got. I want to share. We talked a little bit in the first segment, obviously about the girls volleyball win. Huge win over top-ranked North Andover on October 9th, down 2-0. A playoff berth slipping away. Rangers rallied with a 25-21 win in Game 3, 25-17 in Game 4, and then a 15-13 finish to take down North Andover and really set a tone heading into, hopefully, a playoff berth for the Rangers. Sam Dreend, the hero among heroes in a great team win. Sam with 17 kills, 14 service points, 5 aces in the win. Megan Levesque, 15 kills. Rachel Batista, 10 blocks. Kate McDonald, 34 assists. And Jillian McCoy, 23 digs. So Rangers,
34 assists.
Yeah, I mean it's, and you take it for granted. I mean you take it for granted, because, but I mean, you know, she's a machine on the assist front. So Rangers home, get out there Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Swampscott. The first home match of the year, which is crazy to say, but the field house is new and improved and ready to greet them, and I'm sure it will be raucous. Can't wait. I'm sure the Coach Matt and the whole crew can't wait. Chelmsford.
Tim, let me recap the recap.
Yeah.
So to recap the recap, they went down 2 sets to 0.
I mean, just like
a third set, the match would have been over about 45 minutes earlier than it should have been. They would have gotten the bus, gone home, playoffs were gone, and they were playing the best team they had faced all year.
16th straight road game.
Yeah.
Facing the potential for, I mean, what would be their fifth setter of the year, but to do that, they had to win 2 matches against the top-ranked team.
And the energy that you expel by coming back and winning those 2, it's very common to lose that 5th and final set because you've got nothing left. But this battle-tested, well-coached team that is just a bunch of good athletes ended up coming back 3 sets in a row and knocking off the best team in the MVC and winning the match. Get out there tomorrow and watch them play against Swampscott. You have to get out there and watch them play.
Absolutely. Can't really say anything more than that. So that is the story for girls volleyball. This is a swim and dive team. 94-89 win over Billerica on October 11th.
And that's a big win right there.
Absolutely, and I love Matt Curran, kind of implying another Ranger Nation Radio bump for one Kira Donahue. 3 wins total in the team win, 2 individual, 1 relay win.
What? Because we had her on the show. And
there you go. Exactly.
Yep. Oh, okay. Because that happens pretty much every week.
So if that logic follows suit, then Zach is going to lead the team to an MVC championship on Thursday, and then dominate the states. No pressure, Zach. Just saying. Like if karma is working its magic.
The only thing though, Tim, it's like Fight Club. You can't talk about it.
And I just this
is going to be the bus comment for later, isn't it?
Yep, I did it. But no, not even. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like that's bad on me right there. I will own that. There's no bus.
We brag and talk crap about it afterwards, not before.
All right, now bringing up again. Now the bus. All right, Alexander Flores won the diving event with a 209.30 total score in diving. Donahue won the 50 and the 100 free. Ava Fasella won the 100 backstroke. The relay, the 200 free relay team of Sam Camacho, Fasella, Sam Dinero, and Donahue won the 200 free relay. So, great job out of the swim team. I want to share with you a photo because, as historic as the Haverhill win was the week before, this win for this team against Billerica and eking out the win for the Methuen-Tewksbury Red Rangers, another huge win, and you can see it in the faces of everybody. You can see the excitement by the pool. Another big win there for the Red Rangers of Methuen-Tewksbury, the swim team. So, also want to share with you some positive results from the girls soccer team. A 6-0 win on October 10th from the Rangers. Stephanie Tardugno, a goal and an assist. Brooke Tardugno, Sam Matarazzo, Caitlin Risley, Bellacchini, and Maddie O'Hearn all scored a goal apiece for Methuen. Stephanie Hendricks, 2 saves for her 4th shutout, and one Haley Pickles got a save also in some time in net for the Rangers. So 3 Rangers continue to be atop the MVC stats leaders. Tardugno with 9 goals, Keeney with 9 goals, Henrik with 4 shutouts. So girls soccer continues to impress and improve, and positive things coming from that program.
2 big upcoming matches on the 17th with Billerica on Thursday and Chelmsford on the 22nd. Two matches they kind of got to win to continue to get rolling, but tough competition, but definitely should be able to pull out a victory.
All right, Mr. Bryant, we have covered all the teams. We have one piece of business left to do, the AFC Urgent Care Player of the Week. Now, for those uninitiated here, the great folks at AFC, beyond sponsoring the show, they have offered and followed through on it. They're donating $100 to the Methuen All Sports Booster Club each week in honor of the Ranger Nation Radio AFC Player of the Week, and that player for week 4 of the fall season of Ranger Nation Radio is Sam Dreend from girls volleyball. 17 kills, 14 service points, 5 aces in the epic comeback versus the Scarlet Knights. So, good job, one Sam Dreend. Rumor has it that there are some we don't want to get on Mr. Ferretra's on his groove, but a source close to the program tells me there are some Player of the Week T-shirts in motion. So
wow,
yeah. So
and hey, one more quick plug for AFC.
No doubt.
Cam and I do the Thursday night football dinners for the football team, and AFC is sponsoring this week. They're picking up the tab for all 100 football players and coaches for this Thursday. So the giving of AFC isn't one specific group or just the show, Tim. They are the real deal. Lisa is just knows her community, knows Ranger Nation, and I can't speak enough about AFC Urgent Care and what they consistently do across the board for as many as possible.
Absolutely. So, I mean, listen, we love them. Call us suck-ups if you want, but I mean, I said it on Facebook a couple weeks ago when I started this media endeavor and became a small business owner. the kind of partnerships that you dream of. It's what you want to create. It's as much as I love writing, you wonder if you can kind of create that same sort of excitement when you're talking about on the business side. That was new for me, and it's all about relationships. And we've said it from the jump that we will promote the daylights out of our partners, but beyond that, it's just to have a partner that gets it, like AFC.
There's some love right back to us, though, Tim.
Yes,
I think she loves what we're doing. She loves the concept and the avenue that we chose to highlight. So I think the love is mutual.
Yeah, the whole Williams family, not just Lisa, but the whole crew at AFC.
Right. And it's a smart business.
Yep.
So to think that it's they're not getting the return is crazy. And that's the part that at times it's a little baffling, that the audience that we have and the amount of people that our videos are hitting and the show is hitting. People got to kind of start to take notice and figure out, okay, I want to get on because there's nothing but love going on, and they should be part of it.
Listen, and that's the thing. Like, you want positivity. I mean, this is the epicenter in terms because there's so many things going on great at the high school, and we've mentioned it before. Like, as much as we enjoy doing this show, we've talked about doing other stuff. There's already some great connections being formed between the performing arts program, the fine arts program, and the sports side. And I think just beyond the sports, what's so fun about this is celebrating the student athlete. Like, really, that's the joy in talking to these kids each week. Is kids, young adults, is just the leadership and the growth that you see with these young adults. It's pretty impressive stuff. It's fun. I said it on Facebook this week. It's this morning in terms of the Alfonso interview. Getting to talk with these young adults each week, it is an honor and a privilege, and it's the best part of my week. So,
and with the MVC Gridiron Show on Sundays, Tim, what's happening is Billerica, Tewksbury, Chelmsford, Andover, they're seeing these videos because when they go to find the MVC Gridiron Show, they're coming across Ranger Nation. And I'm getting comments like, you guys are doing that just for Methuen too? How cool is that? How do we get on something like that? Or how do we do that? And I say, well, there's only a couple of us here, and we have full-time jobs and we're doing other things. So we're not quite ready to jump into Billerica and those other places. So, but it's catching, and there's people from not just Methuen watching these shows.
I mean, never say never, but honestly, Methuen is been. I've said it in terms of the business that we've founded. Methuen is the laboratory. It's where we get to try all the cool stuff, and we have folks here in the school system, at the high school, the athletic department, just all around the city that are willing to try some new stuff, and this has certainly been new, and I think without tooting horns, I think it's been well received. It's how can it not? It's the kids sell themselves just by their achievements, So
yeah.
Anyway, any final thoughts?
Just like I said, Tim, a little bit of a bittersweet week. With the football team taking a little bit of a step back. But I have faith in the coaches. I think they're going to do everything they can this Sunday against the powerhouse known as Central Catholic. Big article in the paper about Sam Cassis, great kid, great conversation.
Mark.
Mark,
yep.
But lives in Salem, New Hampshire.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you put it in perspective, it's a regional football team, going against zip codes. So it's hard for them not to do well every game, every week, every season, and every sport. but I think the coaches from Methuen are going to do their best. But we have field hockey that's doing great. We have the soccer team, boys soccer team, that's just I'm so proud to be around and meeting the coaches and seeing what they're doing, and a lot of great stuff going on.
Absolutely.
And to hear Grace talk about lacrosse, which is all the way in the spring, CJ talking about wrestling, the field house being redone. There's some behind the scenes conversation about the track and the softball field. I just think there's a lot of good stuff going on for Ranger Nation. It's well deserved, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
No doubt. We'll keep bringing it to you. We will be back with you. We want to let you know. I almost forgot to bring it up.
Absolutely. Because clearly, if I'm supporting the newspaper online, it's gonna support Ranger Nation Radio, right? It's all kind of connected. How do I support that?
I'm glad you. I appreciate you bringing that up. I almost forgot to bring it up. So
I was not, Tim, because the support I get for the Lotto Board, the Bubble Bash, and honestly, we're at the point now. We're on year 5. We're still going to continue to need support to continue to improve the boosters, but we're in a really good place. The golf tournament was $22,000, but this show, Ranger Nation Radio, is taking the positives of the teams, and we're highlighting, and we're getting videos out there. We're promoting teams and kids, and I think this is just as important as what the boosters does. And I think people need to have an understanding that these shows that we do, there's some money behind this as far as paying for some of the things we're doing. So I think people are starting to understand that.
There's a lot of time that goes into the production. We're doing a lot more production with the shows than we did last year. Again, no knock on. We love the folks at Costa Eagle Media. We have the technology and bringing it in-house, the ability to do some more stuff. So we've kind of grabbed that by the horns. It's time. There's a cost that goes into producing the show and the technology behind it. So what we've done is we've created a nonprofit news organization called the Merrimack Valley Online Journalism Initiative, MVOG for short, because everybody needs a good acronym. And it basically encompasses everything we're doing in Methuen and around the valley. Promoting positive and professional, impartial journalism, which is a fading fast concept in this media landscape that we live in. That's why we started what we're doing. I think what we've just found is that the idea of news organizations becoming nonprofits, it just makes a lot of sense in terms of having the freedom to not be so beholden to any one special interest that may want some input in how we cover things. And so we've seen it as a national trend. And that's why we're doing it here. So if you want to get involved with that, I've said, and you can watch the video, kind of the explanation of who I am and what we're doing here in Methuen and what we hope to continue to grow. I'm committed to offering all of this for free, but it's not free to produce. And so I believe that everyone deserves to have access to news and information. I hate paywalls, And so on websites, I think it just goes against the nature of what news gathering is. And so we're committed to keeping this a free resource, but we need folks' help. And I'm awful at asking for help, but we need to just kind of we need to call in the village here.
Here's where it's different. Here's where it's different. When I'm talking to people, it's very simple. When you have advertisers that are controlling your ability to run your business, in a way, they're controlling what you're doing.
Yes.
If they disagree with something, even if it's what's best for the public, they can affect you. And what I love about this, and what I'm talking to people about, and they're starting to grab the concept, is we're only answerable to the viewers and the people that live here. And if we continue to keep doing what's in the best interest of them, which is what we've done from the beginning, as they're making donations, we're accountable to their viewership. And if we start to do things that are not what's in the best interest of the people that live in Methuen High School and the kids, it's very simple. They stop supporting. And that's the part I love, is we're accountable to the people that we care about. We're accountable to the people that we want to do a good job for, not to anybody else.
And I never want, again, like when we talk about folks like AFC, never want to folks like that will still continue to be part of the picture.
Without question.
We will continue to have folks, businesses and business advertising opportunities, because we believe in promoting promoting business, and it's the only way that a community thrives as a whole. This just gives us a wider scope of how, as you said, being beholden, and not being beholden to any one arena, and making it crystal clear that it is the viewer, the reader, the residents that are in control of what they want to see. And it's not just, it isn't just a matter, like, one of our biggest goals here is just to make this interactive. We're interactive in the comments. We're interactive in terms of folks sending in videos. The technology nowadays is so easy, so it becomes a community product, and it becomes just a community effort in an evolved way of news gathering.
And you stole my line as far as community, and that's how I look at AFC and Country Kitchen, and they've been sponsors from the get-go, but they've been true community sponsors.
Yes.
Where they've let us do our job and what we want to do, and they're supporting it because they're seeing the impact that we have on the community. What we don't want to have is our sponsors that want to kind of control that and have that say. And I think that's the part that I'm really excited about this and getting behind it. And I hope the residents do too, because it's kind of in their best interest.
So we'll put a link in the comments section in terms of how you can get involved. Listen, 50 cents, $2, $2,000, whatever it is, every little bit's going to help in terms of helping grow a community product here. And
so I look at it this way: sponsor a student athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's a kid that you're related to, that you love to hear about, that's a star of the week, match that donation by AFC Urgent Care. You know what I mean? Those are the things I'm talking about. Is there's a direct connection between the kids we're talking about, the families that are watching the show, and you can do the same thing. Sponsor the show when your kid gets highlighted. It's those little things that I want to see the community get behind, because the very people we're talking about are their kids in the community, are their kids in Methuen. It's their community.
This isn't a foreign concept in terms of NPR, PBS, locally here WHAV is a non-profit news organization. So it's not a completely foreign concept. It's new in terms of the area, but we're doing no different than what we've done before in terms of how our mission, our goal, in terms of just providing the best possible product to you, because you deserve it. So, listen, I apologize in advance. We went on a little long here in terms of it, but it's very exciting, and it's something. It's a trend that's kind of taking hold, and not for nothing. It's because of how crowdsourcing has grown. So it's grown so into just a fabric of who we are as a society now. It's commonplace in terms of just going to GoFundMe or sending money via PayPal, sending money via Venmo. They're verbs now, and so. So this gives us the ability to really just kind of use that platform that's just grown leaps and bounds, and crowdsource a great thing for the community. So
you got it.
All right. So again, that's the MVOG. It's our So we're starting it as a GoFundMe, a GoFundMe campaign. Our 501c3 status is pending, so there'll be more about that and more in terms of memberships, in terms of how you can get some extra perks for supporting what we do. But that's a little bit more down the line. Out of the gate, we've just started this GoFundMe campaign, and not going to beg anybody, but just could. Every little bit. Just so appreciative, and it's been a great start. A really humbling start in terms of just how we've kind of put it out in a soft launch way, and what we've seen already in terms of the response. So, any little bit helps in terms of helping us grow a community product here. So, Tim Wood, Bill Bryant, here on Ranger Nation Radio. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we normally say go Pats in the spot. So, but any last thoughts, Bill? I'll let you have the final word.
All good, great week, and just do something good out there.
Awesome. Be kind to folks, and be kind, and enjoy your week.
You got it, brother.
We'll talk to you next week. Take care, everybody.